Hi, this is Joseph. Do a little bit on how to learn and retain. I don't know if you've ever seen the learning pyramid before, but this is it. Forgive the red lines. And people ask, why are you doing this? You're not seem to like selling a method or anything. Why are you doing it? I'm doing this to retain what I know, to put it out there, to record it, so that maybe other people can learn from it, but mostly so I can really get it so crystal clear that I can't get it any more clear. And you'll notice if you look at this, if you're trying to learn something, if you get a lecture, you may retain about 5% of it, which is how most kids in school and stuff learn. If you read it, you may get 10%. Audiovisual, you might get 20%. If you get a demonstration, you might retain 30%. If you get into a discussion group, like maybe TradingView, and you're in the chat and you're active, you might, it'll pick up your percentage of retention. But if you do practice by actually doing what you're talking about, you may retain up to 75%. If you teach others, which is kind of what I'm doing, or at least displaying it, you may retain up to 90%. And that's really my goal. And I have a kid that's in college. He's just about to get his PhD, and I hang out with him and his other friends, and they say, yes, you can't really learn until you teach. When you teach, that's when you're really learning. And of course, they're all student teaching. And another thing that was interesting that they said, I said, well, the markets take a lot of learning and a lot of concentration, a lot of time, and then I said, it helps to be fascinated. If you're not fascinated by it, you're not going to have the longevity to hang with it long enough to really get a handle on it. And they said, are you talking about obsession? And I said, well, yeah, I am a little bit obsessed. And they go, well, and they looked at each other and they go, it's our experience that you won't really learn something unless you're totally obsessed. Obviously they're PhD and they're well into their field, but this startled me coming from millennials. It's like, I know we all have this bad word connotation about obsession, and like neglecting everything else or whatever, but that's not really what they meant. But what they meant is that you need to be obsessed. You need to be really super interested, find it fascinating, interesting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't find the markets exciting and interesting and fascinating and you're obsessed, you're going to really have a hard time going through what it takes to really learn it. And anyway, this is I like this learning. If you know this about learning and retaining, and you're wondering why you're not retaining enough, you're not learning enough, you might try stepping it down on this. I was going to say stepping it up, but stepping it down, reading more, doing audiovisual, trying demonstrating, get into a discussion group, practice by doing, and then teaching others. And your retention rate will go way up. You probably know a lot already, but how do you retain it? How do you stay sharp enough to trade in the markets? It's always a good question.